So we can call to order the special meeting of Green Mountain Water and Sanitation Board, March 19th at 6 p.m. And do a roll call. I am Karen Morgan, present.
I'm Dave Wickman, I'm present.
Roger Wendell, present.
Todd Hicks, present.
And we have a quorum. We are missing a director, but we have a vacancy, so it's a little different. Any disclosure matters tonight? No.
I have plumbing problems.
Any changes to the agenda? No. That leaves us to public comment. There is no one in the room. I see one person online. And Ludmilla, would you like to speak? Please.
Boy, we got a full house tonight, don't we? Me and you guys, geez, boy, you guys so privileged. Boy, honey, that line behind Karen is really bad. I can't even see your face. You look like you're in heaven.
It's alien.
Like a halo around you. How's everybody doing? You guys got dinner plans yet? Or what are you guys having for dinner? I'm hungry, so hurry up, okay? All right.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Yeah, I was gonna have tacos, but I didn't clean up my veggies, so it's gonna be leftovers again. I hate leftovers now. All right, good evening, board members and staff. I feel like a broken record. I have talked about the Ravine Park open space either by emails or public comment, and here I am again going to address the Ravine Park open space. Green Mountain Water has an easement in the Ravine Park. Green Mountain Water has a problem with the pipeline because the city of Lakewood did not maintain their park, ignoring the erosion created on the trails, which now jeopardizes the stability of the pipes. The city of Lakewood has been stonewalling, approving permits to fix what could ultimately be a catastrophic catastrophe. This is an emergency. Green Mountain Water should demand permits to fix this urgent situation. If the city council, if the city of Lakewood continues to play hardball by insisting on an IGA agreement be signed, it will be Lakewood's responsibility for any environmental contamination because of their failure to take proper care to avoid damages to the pipeline. Did anyone take the time to read the thoroughly researched report that Mr. Beckman submitted to the board in August of 2023? I know Mr. Gardner did because he pleaded the report not be posted on Green Mountain Water's website. The report was damaging to Lakewood's claim that Green Mountain Water owns the structures. The title search proved Green Mountain Water only has an easement, like other utilities, through the park open space. I have read this statement over and over and over again to the board. It's from page 10 of Mr. Beckwith's report, and I will read it again to the members of the board. The title report certifies that the city of Lakewood, Colorado is the owner in fee simple of the lands. There are no exclusions for water or sewer pipelines or bridges and trestles spanning the ravines. I didn't understand what in fee simple of the lands meant in a deed, so I looked it up. Here is the definition. In fee simple ownership, the land and the structures on it are owned outright with no limitation. The in fee simple ownership means Lakewood owns the structure since they are the entity that owns the land. Now that's in the deed. The liability issues that Green Mountain Water will take on by signing off on any agreement with Lakewood was covered by numerous voices at the last board meeting, so I won't even get into that. Here's a couple of quotes I read and I thought were kind of interesting. Green Mountain Water is to maintain water supply infrastructure, conduct strategic planning to ensure future supplies of water, set water rates for customers, and maintain communication between the public, that's me, community stakeholders, and district employees. Green Mountain Water Sanitation District is committed to providing its residents with the most reliable, efficient, and cost-effective wastewater collection services possible while preserving public health, protecting the environment, and being responsive to customer needs. Green Mountain Water Sanitation District is not in the recreation business. Therefore, they have no business getting involved with the Ravine Open Space Park. Oh, I got a phone call. A little winded today, but thank you for lending me your ears. Have a good evening. And I am curious I already asked you what you were having for dinner, right? Till next time, bye.
Thank you. All right, nobody else, there's nobody else calling in, correct? I don't see anybody anywhere. Okay, so we'll close public comment. I think next we have an executive session for negotiations for the district manager. Do I have a motion to proceed?
I move that we proceed.
Second? I will second. Director Wendell moves, Director Morgan seconds. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous approval.
The district will adjourn into executive session as provided in the motion and take an electronic recording of the session to satisfy the open meetings law. On March 19th at 6:07 PM, the district is voted to convene an executive session. The executive session is held for the following reasons: strategy and instructions for negotiations and positions on matters which might be the subject of negotiations under Colorado Revised Statute CRS 246402 sub 4 sub E related to district manager hire. I caution each participant to confine all discussions to the stated purpose of the executive session, and that no formal action may occur in the executive session. Let me stop the recording and kick everybody out. So back in. Okay. The executive session has been concluded. The participants in the executive session with the board of directors and myself, general counsel for the district. For the record, if any person who participated in the executive session believes that any substantial discussion of any matters not included in the motion to go into the executive session occurred during the executive session, or that any improper action occurred during the executive session in violation of the open meetings law, I'd ask that you state your concerns for the record. Seeing none, the next agenda item is actions resulting from.
So during the executive session, we discussed new sets of contract terms to offer to the district manager. So I would like to make a motion to approve those contract details and make that official offer.
I'll second that.
Director Wendell seconds. Any discussion on that?
So we're going to ratify the offer that was made to Josh that he verbally accepted. And I don't know if we can make it part of this motion or not, but to have him assume those duties, accept that position immediately at that pay level. Is that a modification of the motion or not a different motion or?
I don't know. I think, I don't know.
Need to
I don't think-
I don't think you need to stand on ceremony. I think that could be the motion.
it can be
Okay.
in there, the contract. That'll be part of the contract understanding. Salary, standard benefits, and a start date then. So all in favor of proceeding with this contract offer? Aye. All opposed? Director Hooks opposes. Motion passes. All right, so pending his formal acceptance, we will have a new district manager.
And how do we do that formally? Is it a written document or?
It is, it's his acknowledgement on the letter, a copy of which Todd previously provided him, and a revised copy of which we can prepare.
Is it something we should present to him or just personnel, Doug or somebody do that? I'll be happy to do it if needed.
I'll send it to you to get.
Okay.
Thank you. You are sending it to Director Wendell to send him, and you will still act as our intermediary, great. Okay, anything else on district manager? All right, the other thing I wanted to had on the agenda was to revisit the Ravine Bridge. Came to my attention after the meeting last time that there seemed to be some confusion as to what we voted on. So I wanted to take the opportunity before we got too far down the road, if we want to remake that motion, rescind it, amend it, do anything else. We had approved the legal language to go forward for city council approval.
Yes, so, my understanding of the motion was that you approved submitting the language to Lakewood City Council for their consideration, and that upon their approval of the language, it would then go back to council and to the board for approval of the agreement itself. So a two-part process.
Because we were approving the language as it stands.
Right.
Yes. So if you have objections to the language as it stands or want to repeal that, this is your chance. If you want to make amendments, this is your chance. Otherwise, it will stand as is.
I did not inform Lakewood City Attorney that you had approved that. So
I move that we take this opportunity to make amendments.
What amendments do you offer?
Well, as you stated earlier, I'm one of those that it's not very clear to, and it looks like to me, we're still saddled with quite a bit of liability. So I'm not sure how to wordsmith that to change it more to our benefit, to our ratepayers. I'm not sure. I'm wondering if we couldn't take the opportunity to consider amendments, maybe even go into executive session and kick this around a bit, and then vote on it again at our next regular meeting. That's one long motion.
are you suggesting an executive session today?
Yes, is that possible?
Was not on the agenda and that would not be appropriate.
Okay.
Plus, I agree with you, I don't like the current language. I agree it needs to be modified. I'm not prepared right now to make those modifications. I would like to take some time.
Maybe consider a special meeting next week.
How about maybe would you consider just repealing the approval until the next regular meeting?
Sure.
And then you can bring anything that you have at that point?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So
So-
I
move to,
and that we repeal the previous, what we agreed, that verbiage we agreed to previously. We'll bring it up at our next regular meeting
okay,
with possible amendments.
okay. Director Wendell motions, is there a second?
Okay.
Director Rickman seconds. Any other discussion? Not directly related to your motion, but I do want to bring this up under. I'll bring it up after. So all in favor of repealing the approval and bringing this up again at the next meeting? Aye. Director Hooks, no, I'm sorry, Director Wickman, Wendell, and Morgan approve. All opposed, Director Hooks. Thank you, motion passes. We will revisit. Another thought occurred to me about the bridge. And I talked to Dylan a little bit. I would like to. We have a hold on the work, the design work for building this trestle. I would like to move to start that work up again immediately. While we pursue these parallel tracks, I think we are within our bounds, if I'm understanding right, to just say, this is what we need to do to fix our pipe. and we will pursue the bridge secondary and while the thing is going on, that we will be doing this. We can't depend on the bridge, we're just gonna be doing that. Does that make sense?
We've discussed this a lot, and one of the issues I've tried to get my hands around is trestle, I think is the word. If we do a trestle for the pipes, that's pretty much our own business. We don't need to do anything with Lakewood, and that seems like the way to go.
Yes.
If we do bridges, then we gotta coordinate with Lakewood,
Yes.
and you have the problem of it, park structure and all that sort of stuff. Well, it just sounds difficult and not the way to go. So my sense is to go with the trestle.
We were going with the trestle, and it sounds like no matter what, we were under some. Where the agreement started with was replace the bridge. And I think we have gone past that point, and we all just acknowledge that we are doing the trestle. So let's just do that, exactly, cut out all of those problems and pursue that separately. And we'll pursue the ravine agreement as we can.
And if nothing else, you're just saying right now, continue the planning process. So it's not like today, we're putting our money down, saying we're building it right now. But we'll revisit here shortly, and at that point, whether we continue with the trestle or some other alternative, we'll address that here in the next few months.
That's what I'm suggesting, but I guess now that you say that, I will bring forward a motion to just say. Abandon this bridge thing altogether and don't revisit this. And just say we are not working with Lakewood on this, because this has been 4 years in the making and we're not getting, like, this is the agreement. We're still gonna move on this, but if we have to, we're looking at this trestle, that's what we have to do for ourselves to keep that pipe going. So,
I guess we're okay. I do not like the IGA, so.
okay,
No. I do like the idea of trestle.
okay,
I'm just not sure if I go third step and say, there is absolutely no way that there might be a bridge involved. That's the way I'm leaning, but I'm kind of recognizing like, well, it could be wrong. I was wrong once, I remember years ago, and, so, I'm trying to maintain a little flexibility.
okay. I think it would be a good, but do you see that as in case while we're looking at this agreement, Lakewood says, oh, okay, we changed our mind, we're gonna build a bridge there and you can keep your pipe? Or are you thinking the water board will change, the district will change its mind and we wanna have a bridge instead of a trestle? You have no idea. Okay. My concern is just getting this up and going, and I would like to move that as fast as possible, because this was a problem, this bridge is a problem, the pipe is a problem, we knew it was a problem, it was an emergency, and it's a 4-year-old emergency, so if we can, it would be great if we could start the work. If we could get it done this year and have a trestle built, that would be great.
I agree,
Okay,
because I am concerned, breaks tomorrow, and it's like, well, Dave, you said you made a motion, but you wanted to think about it another couple months. Yeah, not so good. We should be doing something now.
so this gives us we can do something now, and we can still come up with amendments and think about this other agreement. Okay,
Somebody came in tomorrow with a little bit better plan. And I'd be flexible, but
okay,
we need to get this trestle now.
okay. Am I missing anything, Dylan, on legal? The repercussions will be that there will be our potential problems, because Lakewood can say, no, I'm not giving you an easement to do the new, when we get it designed. That's where we kind of started all these problems. They are holding up work with easement problems,
The current holdup is the permits for the barricades.
the barricades,
So
but they did not, I mean, the easement was an original.
the easement may be an issue on,
Yeah.
erecting the alternative structure, yes.
Yeah. So we'll see when that comes, this is,
Yeah,
That would be-
we're in the very preliminary design phases
Okay.
anyway, so I think it'll be a couple months before that work's completed.
Well, the other thing that occurred to me, not to distract from any of that, but in the meantime, I don't like the IGA, but it might be a good idea to do new title work. And have the title work make it very clear that it's Lakewood and it's an easement to us. right now, that seems kind of a question mark. And I'm wondering, if it could be a better thing to deal with that title issue rather than either an IGA or just messing around with something. Maybe we need to resolve that while we're also doing the trestle.
I think that that's sort of, that's part and parcel of the agreement with Lakewood generally. Part of the agreement was to resolve the alternate opinions about the ownership of the structures. So you can do that if you would like. You could get title work. It's not probably going to be any different than what was provided to,
Beckwith.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, if we can do it without slowing down our trestle, I would wanna do it as opposed to leaving it out there hanging, and maybe be an issue.
I'm sorry, are you saying like existing title work on it, as it is, or for the new trestle? Either way, the old title work for the bridge, that work has been done, is what you're saying. The new title work, if we wanted to go that, we don't know where it's gonna be, we need to
Well,
design it.
my understanding is the current title for everything is not clear. And so therefore, it would be nicer if it was clearly Lakewood, and Lakewood has delegated to us this easement. It's very clear what that easement is.
Okay, but that's asking for reality to be different. Like, that's your. Like, you and Lakewood disagree on who owns the structures. That's kind of the basic issue here. So what you're asking for is Lakewood to agree to something that they don't believe is true. Which is why we came to the agreement that we have, because that's an attempt at addressing the difference of opinion.
Okay, and that's what's been holding us up all along. We wanted to do the trestle, but we couldn't do it while we're waiting for them to accept ownership.
I don't know that there was actually ever any real reason that you couldn't do the trestle. Any, practical reason. I think Lakewood probably would have allowed that construction to go ahead.
So if we start it, hopefully that will be true and they will allow it to go ahead now.
Maybe, yeah.
So,
Well, we need to get that trestle up.
okay, so I move to lift the hold and proceed with design work on getting the trestle done as fast as possible.
I'll second that.
Wendell seconds, any other discussion? All in favor? Unanimous approval. Thank you. That was separate, we already did the hold for the next.
You're
Okay.
holding the agreement until the next meeting and you are authorizing Respect to continue or to resume work on their design.
Yeah. Anything else on Ravine? Totally different, good.
The only, I don't have anything related to that. That's the end of the agenda.
That's the end of the agenda.
You have a vacancy. You can appoint anyone, an eligible elector, who's a resident of the district or owns property in the district at any point now. So
Okay.
if, I know that you put out the request for, applications. Or not applications, statements of interest, I guess, but just a reminder that that's.
Have any been received other than Randy Little's?
I haven't
No.
seen.
I haven't seen any. I would like to see us consider Randy Little. He's been consistent, he's extremely interested, number of qualifications. He keeps trying.
I did talk to or emailed Josh and perhaps Jesse did put a notice in newsletter. Did you do that? There was whatever was posted on the website for the opening went out as well, so that our residents are aware. So there's our audience, so he did that very quickly. And they did very thorough language about it as well on the website, so didn't actually check the listing, I just saw the.
So the listing says email submissions to the board by April 1st. I suppose it'd probably be most appropriate to consider those at the regular April meeting, which is April 9th.
And that's what we told people to come in and talk.
That's fine. That's what I was gonna say, is I'm gonna be gone for a week or two at the end of the month. So I won't be here the first week in April, but I'm planning on being back for the meeting. You know, fly in the morning and come right over here in the afternoon. So
Okay.
the next meeting is fine with me.
Good. See if anybody wants to do that. All right, anything else? Motion to adjourn?
So move.
Director Wickman with his hand raised and everything, so moves. Second, Wendell seconds, all in favor, unanimous. Let's go. Thank you.
Okay.
Not even an hour.
Easiest.
Good night.